Hello and welcome to Rev Sports. Once again, Sunrisers Hyderabad have been dominated in their own backyard by visitors. This time around, it was Gujarat Titans and they have won the match by 7 wickets. I'm Gargi Raut and joining me today is Bharat Ramraj and Shomik Chakraborty. Let's go over to you, Bharat. Brilliant bowling performance by Gujarat Titans. You were all appreciative of the lineup before the match started, and now you were right. It was Prasidh Krishna, Sai Kishore, and Mohammed Siraj who were the stars of the show.
Yeah, for starters, I don't know why Sunrisers Hyderabad prepared this kind of a track. If anything, it really helped the Gujarat Titans because they're the masters of percentage cricket. Even if you look at their batting lineup, the top three go at a certain rate. And then they have hitters like Sharfen Rutherford. Obviously, Washington Sundar's innings came out of syllabus. So that is one point that I'm not sure why Sunrisers Hyderabad prepared this kind of a track because it doesn't suit them. They have hitters, so they need flat pitches. Yes, Gujarat Titans bowling lineup has been really good. The best part about Gujarat Titans bowling attack is they bowl with control. See, obviously, in the past there have been criticisms of Prasidh Krishna's control, his temperament, but under Ashish Nehra, his control has been really good. His bowling stump to stump line, he's not giving any weight. He's not bowling down the leg side. Obviously, if you ask me, only Mayank Yadav and Jasprit Bumrah are better than him when it comes to hitting the pitch hard. So, in my opinion, he's better than Harshit Rana when it comes to I'm talking about this skill of hitting the deck hard. So he's a good bowler, obviously, good, lot of potential, but his control has been really good. And Siraj, I think this is the best I've seen him bowl in T20 cricket at least. His new ball skills have been really good. He's swinging it both ways. See, Siraj, the one point against Siraj was he doesn't have an in swinger, only has the away swinger. That is what people used to tell. Siraj himself has noted it that he somewhere lost the in swinger a few years ago, but he's got that in swinger back. In one of the press conferences, he had said he's got that in swinger back. So he's not using that wobble seam much, but he still has that wobble seam. So he has good new ball skills. And then in the slog overs also, he's been bowling much better than the first game. In the first game, I thought he was not good enough in the slog overs because he didn't bowl the field. But after that, he's been really good. And Sai Kishore, see, I took his interview last year. He's someone I think is a very clever man, very smart man. That is what he showed with against Hendrich Class. And if you notice, a ball from over the wicket, then changed angle to round the wicket. If you look at his pace, it went from 66 kilometers per hour to 73 kilometers per hour to 84, and then finally ended up at 94 kilometers per hour. That arm ball finally at 94 kilometers per hour did the trick. So I think that tells you about his bowling smarts. So yes, Gujarat Titans bowling attack really looks well polished.
Absolutely, Vaibhav, you are right. Our prediction was right, and I think this comes after two wrong calls. So this feels like a personal win to me. But Shomik also there was supporting GT. So I think this time our jinx worked here. But Atri also joins us. Shomik, once again, GT lineup, very penetrative, very effective. What makes the bowling lineup so dangerous?
Before going to that, Gargi, I would like to talk about Mohammed Siraj a bit more. See, top level sport is about 70% to 80% mental. You can play a sport with limited skill set if you are mentally tough, if you have steel in you. So I will not get into technical nitty gritties. I mean, that doesn't mean anything. Basically, the fact of the matter is that Siraj is hard. He is hard. He lost his place in the Indian white ball team. And ahead of the Champions Trophy, the way Rohit Sharma spoke about him losing his effectiveness with the old ball, any proud Siraj is a proud cricketer. He has been playing for quite a while, for quite some time now, as far as the Indian team is concerned, and his ego is hard. So a response is due, and what we have been seeing at this moment in time is response from a very proud cricketer. That it's fantastic. It is excellent for Indian cricket. especially although I know this is a this is the shortest format, and there is no relation to Test cricket. But what happens, even if you are taking wickets at club level or scoring runs, that boosts your confidence. So Siraj, when he will go to England for the 5 Test series, he would be a confident lad. So that will augur very very well for um, India, because Jasprit Bumrah is returning from an injury layoff. Mohammad Shami has returned from an elongated injury hiatus. So they will. I mean, Shami is gradually getting into the group. It will take some time for Bumrah to get into the group. But if we get all these three fast bowlers in at their top fettle in England, that would be a huge boost for India. So it's very very heartening to see Siraj playing bowling this way. And as also I was so very pleased to see Shubman scoring run, anchoring that chase. It was, I mean, as we were talking before the game, it was basically the overall quality of Gujarat Titans against Hail Mary hitting of Sunrisers Hyderabad. It was not a pitch where you could go hammer and tongs from ball one. It was a pitch that tested the skill set of the players. And when even after losing 2 wickets early, what GT had, unlike Sunrisers Hyderabad, was quality out there in the middle in Shubman and Washington Sundar, and that made the difference.
Absolutely. Athru, we were talking about how dangerous the GT bowling lineup is. Today, once again, they have dominated SRH in their own backyard, where SRH, in that first match scored 286 runs, but ever since have been unable to replicate that sort of batting. But at the same time, GT, 4 wickets for Siraj, two for Prasidh Krishna, and two for Sai Kishore. That's a brilliant bowling performance.
I would like to keep things simple and say that the Gujarat Titan bowlers stuck to their job, did a good job. And see, it's a simple game. I mean, no need to complicate things a lot, because that, reverse swing, conventional swing, and those things, forget those. Basically, it's about sticking to your plans, bowling, doing the basics right while bowling, and if you do that. In 90% of cases, it's possible that it will pay off. Maybe there'll be days there'll be pitches with belter for batting and all that. Those things will not work. But on 90% of days, if you do the basics things and simple things correct, it pays off. And that is exactly what has happened with Gujarat today, with their bowlers. I don't think they did anything exceptional. It was not superlative. I mean, it was not something that hasn't happened before. It's not like that. But they did the simple things correctly, and sometimes that becomes a very important factor. We tend to overlook the simplicities of cricket, or sports for that matter, a lot of times. But today was one such day when they did the simple things correctly and got rewarded.
Gargi,
Yes.
uh, I'm just carrying forward what Akhtar said, and I totally agree with Akhtar. It's a simple game. Keep things simple. And what over the years I have seen, all the great players have kept things simple. I tell you a story. Greg Chappell was going through an elongated lean patch during the during the peak of his career. He just fallen into a run, and he tried a lot of technical things, everything, this and that. And then he thought it was something psychological. He turned to Rudy Webster. And Rudy Webster's first call was, "Go, I want to watch you at the nets." And he took Greg Chappell to the nets. And Greg Chappell faced 4 5 deliveries. And then Rudy Webster told Greg Chappell, "Watch the ball." Greg Chappell's ego was hurt. I'm Greg Chappell, and Rudy Webster, he's a top man in his own profession, but he's not a cricketer, and he is advising me to watch the ball. But on second thought and concentrating more fiercely, like, yes, I was not concentrating much. I was not watching the ball, and that made the turnaround. This is how simple it is.
I thought it was
Bharat,
simpler. Anyway,
Sorry.
I thought it was simpler. By the way, anyway,
yes. Bharat, Priyajit Das is saying, say something. Can you talk about Shubman Gill's captaincy? Is there something special you noticed tonight or something that he's been doing well in this season?
Nothing special, but he did the right things. He rotated the ballers nicely. He got Prasidh Krishna at the right time. I'm pretty sure Ashish Nehra would have planned all this. He got Sai Kishore at the right time. He got Rashid Khan to bowl after the seventh over. So he did all most of the things right. Maybe Ishan Sharma, but again in hindsight, whether he should have been given an over in the slog overs because I think he's struggling. Ishan Sharma is clearly struggling. He's not getting any younger, but otherwise, he just did the sensible things right. That's all you need to do in this day and age, especially when a lot of stuff are done by the backroom staff. They plan it, and then you just have to go and execute it. Because I'm pretty sure most of these things, like who should bowl the seventh over or who should bowl the 11th over, a lot of things are done by the backroom staff only. So yes, did the sensible things right, and kudos to him for just keeping it simple.
Absolutely. Shomik, you mentioned Shubman Gill, right? We were talking about him not scoring, not being consistent with the bat, but these are the kind of performances that really leave a lasting impression on fans and management as well. Of course, the management is backing him, he's the captain, but silence the critics tonight?
I was never concerned about his form. In T20 cricket, you are not going to score runs every day. It's sort of a batting in this format is sort of a lottery because it's a high risk approach. You will take a high risk approach, and you have a lot more chances of failing rather than scoring. Sometimes you are connecting. Look what was happening to Travis Head. Travis Head was batting like his defense was looking sort of unbreachable only a few days ago. Now now he has become sort of a walking wicket. Every day is getting out cheaply. So this I don't Shubman Gill, I will not judge him. I will never judge him on the basis of a couple of failures in T20 innings. One of my favorite past, I will not say pastime. One of my favorite things is to watch Shubman Gill bat at the nets. It's a thing of beauty. The way he plays very few. I will take you back to the Sydney test, right? And you are there, Gagi, in Sydney. On that page, on that pathetic, on that page, which was sort of pathetic, where he was playing back foot drives. Yes, he became a tad overconfident, maybe, and charged down to Scott Boland, and that triggered India's collapse. But before that, when the other batsman was struggling to keep the front foot forward and negotiating the movement, he was playing back foot drives and sending the balls to the boundaries. So this is how talented he is. So I'll never judge Shubman Gill over a couple of failures in T20 innings.
Okay, I was just looking at some comments. Pro SOS is saying Washington Sundar usually plays aggressive. He is an opener in TNPL, and in the national team he comes down the order, where where he is the only reliable batter. So he's playing a bit maturely, and finally he got the chance. But Atrayo, Washington Sundar was brilliant tonight as well. 49 of 29 balls, and it came at a very, very crucial point in the chase.
I'm very happy to see that comment actually. After a long time, I see somebody make this point that Washington Sundar is basically a batter. He is not a bowler. He got branded as an off spinner. He's not an off spinner at all. He's a batter who can bowl. For India under 19 team, he was the number 4. Shubman Gill was number 3. Sarfaraz Khan is to come back after him, number 5 or 6. So Washington is basically a batter, and he got anyway because of IPL and T20 and all that. He got branded as a bowler who can bat, but he's basically a batter. And that's what possibly it took, surprisingly, it took another bowler who is a coach to rectify that, to send him as in his proper position. I don't know whether it was the idea was to send him in as a pinch hitter or as a specialist batter, but he's a totally equipped batter. I mean, he has got all those things, all the faculties that a proper batsman needs. He has all those things, and he has done that. He has proven that in Test cricket, in adverse conditions, in challenging situations against a lot of tough teams. In Australia, has done that against England in Test matches under pressure. He did that. So. I'm not surprised to see Washington do well as a batter at all, because I always thought that he's a batter who could bowl. And now I'm very pleased to see this actually. I mean, hopefully, the future coaches or the people who deal with Washington in different teams, in different formats and all that, I hope they treat them accordingly. They treat him accordingly, and as a batter, and not as a bowler. So, and he showed it. I mean, it's very clear. I mean, there was no slogging. Uh, I mean, yeah, it was fast scoring at a very high clip, but nothing was, very little was unorthodox. Very little was non-cricketing. And that's what this boy is capable of. And I'm sure we'll see more of his batting abilities in the days to come, Galia.
Oh, yes. And Bharat, last 10 minutes on the show, so let's take some questions here. Fitmonk is saying, for chasing small totals, Gill is a master, but while batting first, he needs to improve his scoring rate. Many times he gets stuck.
Yeah, that could be a point. But again, maybe it's related to flat pitch. See, if it is a flat pitch where 250 looks like, even 230 or 220 looks like a par total, then Shubman Gill perhaps is a problem. Not just Shubman Gill, that GT batting top order itself has a small problem, because Sai Sudarshan also takes his time. They tend to target 60 runs in 6 overs. That is not going to work on a flat pitch. So I think that is a problem they have, because even Sai Sudarshan takes a little bit of time. He's a very, very good player of spin, not exactly against pace up front. So that's a problem that GT top order have. But in these conditions, they're the masters of percentage cricket. So if you're going to score 150 in these conditions against that GT batting lineup, with Jose Butler at number three, and the very experienced player who has different gears, then you're I think going to lose that game. But yes, I definitely agree with him. I think it is related to a flat pitch where uh, GT tend to target 60 runs in 6 overs, which I don't think works in such conditions.
Another question here by Musical Being One. What are the reasons for SRH's top order failure after a great first match? Shomik, you want to take this one?
The first match they played on a highway, and after that they were not playing on highways. That is the basic difference. If you see the last match also against KKR at Eden Garden, the pitch was not quite a highway. Yes, KKR scored 200 runs on that pitch, but it was a pathetic bowling performance from the SRH bowlers, especially at the death, conceding 65 runs in the last 4 overs. Poor fielding contributed to that also. When when a pitch, when bowling challenge this Sunrisers Hyderabad batting lineup, they falter. That has been their trend set. It happened last year at the playoff and also in the final, and this is happening this time also. This batting lineup is a one-way traffic. This batting lineup doesn't have quality of Shubman Gill, Washington Sundar, uh, Josh Butler, or even Shai Sudarshan. That is the basic problem. Travis said, obviously, Travis said is there, but he is getting out. But other than that, if you look at Abhishek Sharma, Ishan Kishan, they are basically there just standing and walloping, just basically swinging at the ball. Uh, they are not a overall package, complete package. They don't have Shubman Gill's, for example, Shubman Gill's quality or Washington Sundar's quality as a batsman. That is the difference.
I'll just
Yes.
add a point to it. If it is fine, I'll just add a point to it. I think one of the reasons is also the conditions. If you notice in the game against KKR, it was stopping a little bit on the batter. That was definitely not a 200 whatever wicket that KKR got. So their bowling also is coming under scrutiny. And in these conditions, again, it was not a wicket where you can go bang bang or smash the ball to shreds. So the conditions are also kind of going against SRH because their batters tend to play through the line, hit through the line. In these conditions, they're always going to struggle to do that.
Atru, there's a question here. What is wrong with Vaibhav Taragi is asking, what's wrong with Ishan and Abhishek? Are they trying to slog blindly?
See, Gargi, Gargi and everybody else, uh, what are you doing? What am I doing? What is Shomi doing? What is Bharat doing right now over here? We are doing what we have been told, right, by our bosses, and this is our work. And I think Abhishek Sharma and Ishan Kishan, they are also doing the same thing. They have been given a role. They have been asked to perform in a particular manner, and it has worked for them. I mean, it's not that they are complete flops. You can't say that. I mean, about 10 days back, we were going gaga over Ishan Kishan and Abhishek Sharma, didn't we? So after a few failures, I think we shouldn't write them off. And see, I mean, the nature of the beast is like this. Nature of the T20 game is like this. That certain batters or certain players are given a certain kind of a role. That this is what they have to do, and it's a high risk kind of a situation. I mean, the kind of batting that they are expected to do. If you, I mean, look at this strike rates, career strike rates, 160, 170. It's not a matter of joke, huh? It doesn't happen just like that. So for to make that happen, they have to take chances, which means risks, and which subsequently means the probability of getting out cheaply. This is what has happened over the last 3 games, and I mean, they are the kind of batters who will not give you out of 10 innings, they will not give you 6 half centuries. No, they'll give you 3 or 4. But those will be match-winning contributions. I mean, that is what the team relies on, and that is how they make their strategy. That okay, these are the players we have. This is how we want to play, and these are the guys who are going to do the job in a certain manner, in a defined, predefined manner. So I don't really blame them because I'm sure they are good players. Otherwise, they wouldn't have come here. If you tell them drop anchor, don't care about strike rate, they will do. They will do a good job. They will score 20 of 25 balls. They're capable of doing it. But because the team has told them that, okay, you go and score 30 or 20 balls, that's why they do this. And that's why the chances of failure also increases. So I think that is what we have seen. And that is what Hyderabad team wants to play. It worked last year. I mean, did we complain? I mean, when they raced to the final, scored broke all sorts of IPL total, record totals, and everything. Did we say anything about that at that point in time? That Abhishek Sharma is a bad player. Ishan Kishan obviously was not there last year with this team. But even after the first match, when Ishan Kishan blasted that 100, did we say that he's not a good player? He's taking a lot of chances. Did we say that? We didn't, right? So I think it's a high risk kind of a thing which will not pay off a lot of times. When it does, they'll win the match. I leave it there.
Got it.
Gargi, I
And
think,
fine.
uh,
Yeah.
Gargi, I think after the first few games in this year's IPL, what happened? The first few games were basically like baseball matches in disguise. So after that, I think there was a human cry over the nature of the surfaces, and I mean it's a one-way traffic, stuff like that. So I I I haven't yet checked it from the BCCI side, but I believe in fact that a message has been sent out from the BCCI chief curator to different centers to make it a level playing field. To make it a level playing field, 170, 180 odd scores. So that is what we have been seeing now across venues. And therein, some teams have went to auction thinking about a certain template. They pick players thinking about a set template, and now when the tweak has been made, they are they are finding it difficult to cope with that.
And final question here for Bharat. Pro SOS is asking if SRH, MI, and CSK bounce back, then it will be an interesting tournament. How do you think we can do that? That will be
Uh,
a rabbit out of the hat.
At least two out of those three teams, I don't think will bounce back. Maybe three out of three as well. But at least two out of three, I don't think will bounce back. That is CSK. I don't think they're looking good to bounce back. Maybe it's SRH as well. The way they are playing currently, in conditions where there is something in it for the spinners, when there is a little bit of spongy bounce or the hot ball is stopping, they are really in trouble. Even their bowlers, even their bowling lineup doesn't look good. Maybe a Mumbai Indians, but again, I'm not very sure. It could most likely two out of those three teams. I don't think will bounce back. Maybe three out of three, three out of three as well.
All right. On that note, I think we can call it a night. It's been a long day, and GT are clearly going to have a nice celebration tonight after that win. Thank you so much, Bharat, Atra, and Shomik for joining. And to everyone who's watching, tomorrow is a big game for Mumbai Indians. I'll be in Bombay and covering the match and getting you all the updates from ground zero. So don't forget to join us again tomorrow. Just keep Bumrah come back. It's going to be a big night.